"Listen to this dream I had," Joseph said, his voice filled with wonder. Joseph was the favored son of Jacob, a man who deeply loved him and gifted him a richly colored coat, a symbol of his special place in the family. But Joseph's dreams began to set him apart even more. One morning, Joseph gathered his brothers and shared a strange dream. "We were binding sheaves of grain in the field, and my sheaf stood up, while your sheaves bowed down to mine." Genesis 37:7. The brothers muttered among themselves, "Does he think he'll rule over us?" Their hearts grew colder toward Joseph. Little did they know that this dream carried a mystery that only time would unravel. The brothers' jealousy festered like a dark storm. One day, when Joseph approached them in the fields, wearing his colorful coat, their anger boiled over. "Here comes the dreamer," one of them sneered. They conspired, saying, "Let's kill him and see what comes of his dreams." Genesis 37:19-20. But Reuben, the eldest, intervened. "Let's not shed blood. Throw him into this pit instead," he suggested, hoping to rescue Joseph later. They stripped Joseph of his coat and cast him into a dry, desolate well. The dreamer was silenced, for now. As they sat down to eat, a caravan of Ishmaelite traders appeared, their camels laden with spices and goods. Judah proposed another plan. "What will we gain if we kill our brother? Let's sell him to the Ishmaelites." Genesis 37:26-27. For 20 pieces of silver, Joseph was sold and taken to Egypt, disappearing into the horizon as his brothers counted their coins. To deceive their father, they dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood and presented it to Jacob. Heartbroken, Jacob wept bitterly, believing a wild animal had killed his beloved son. Joseph was sold to Potiphar, a captain in Pharaoh's guard. Though enslaved, Joseph worked diligently, and God blessed him. Potiphar entrusted him with his entire household. But Joseph's trials were not over. Potiphar's wife falsely accused him of wrongdoing, and Joseph was thrown into prison. Yet, even in prison, Joseph remained faithful. The Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. Genesis 39:23. In prison, Joseph encountered two of Pharaoh's servants who had troubling dreams. Through God's wisdom, Joseph interpreted them, predicting the rise of one servant and the downfall of the other. Word of Joseph's gift reached Pharaoh, who had been troubled by his own dreams. Pharaoh summoned Joseph, who explained, "There will be 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. Let Pharaoh appoint someone to store food during the good years." Genesis 41:29-30. Impressed, Pharaoh made Joseph his second in command, saying, "Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you." Genesis 41:40. When famine struck, Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt to buy grain, unaware of who Joseph had become. Joseph recognized them instantly, but concealed his identity. To test their hearts, he accused them of being spies and demanded they bring their youngest brother, Benjamin. The brothers returned with Benjamin, and Joseph's emotions overwhelmed him, but he tested them further, placing his silver cup in Benjamin's sack and accusing him of theft. This time, Judah stepped forward, offering himself as a substitute for Benjamin. Joseph could no longer contain his tears. He revealed himself, saying, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" Genesis 45:3. The brothers were terrified, but Joseph reassured them. "Do not be distressed. What you intended for harm, God intended for good." Genesis 50:20. He embraced them, forgiving them completely, and invited his entire family to live in Egypt. Jacob and his family moved to Egypt, where they were reunited with Joseph. The once broken family was restored, and they lived in peace under Joseph's protection. Joseph's story became a testament to God's faithfulness and purpose, even in the darkest moments. Joseph's story teaches us that God can use even the hardest trials for good. Despite betrayal and suffering, Joseph trusted God's plan and forgave those who wronged him. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. Thank you for watching.